In Skull and Bones, there's a fair few ways to gather and farm your materials and silver, and here are some of them for you to know when starting out on your pirating journey. First off is just sailing around the map, going to different nodes and completing the minigames to harvest from them. It's worth exploring the map as soon as you are able to discover which materials are local to which areas and regions. Once you've explored the map, then you can easily return to find the materials you need. Don't forget that you can also fast travel, but it does cost silver each time, and the cost is dependent on how far you are fast traveling. It makes sense to be fair. But you can't go wrong with finding trees to chop down or rocks to mine if you prefer the therapeutic method, and it all adds up in the end. The next method is killing other players to steal all their hard-earned loot. Not a very nice method, but it's definitely a piratey one. Make sure to use your spyglass on them first. You can see what every ship is carrying with a quick glance. You can upgrade your spyglass too so that you can see further and track down more innocent players just trying to have some fun. This method can be extremely good in certain situations. Say you need to complete a gathering quest and you see someone returning from the same quest, you can just take them down, steal their loot, and that saves you the journey. So far most players are very respectful though, but this will definitely change the longer the game is out. Especially when people start getting the higher tier OP ships. They're just going to destroy the noobs at the spawn. The player killing method also ties in with the next one, which is just going mad and taking down every ship you see. Traders, warships from every faction. Your notoriety disappears really quickly, so there isn't much of a punishment for decimating every faction. If you have a strong enough ship, I'm sure you can rake in supplies this way. Don't forget that you will get more supplies and loot if you weaken a ship and then board it. It all adds up. To board an enemy ship, you just need to press the button prompt, triangle in my case, and then make sure you're aiming your grapples so they land on the deck of the other ship. This leads me to the next method, which is plundering. You can start a plunder by sailing alongside a fort or a similar area like the settlements, where you can trade or hand in bounties. Once you start plundering, a cutscene will play and then you'll need to defend your crew as they plunder the loot, and multiple waves of ships will come at you during this event, or cannons will fire at you from towers which you can destroy. You can leave these at any time. You won't be forced to continue if you've gotten enough loot or you're getting your ass handed to you, or if you got bored of the event. If another player has already plundered an area, you simply have to wait for a few minutes before the place can be plundered again. It's not too much of a wait for an MMO. And don't forget to use your spyglass to check what resources these places have. It will save you a lot of time in the long run. Check before you wreck. The next method is an obvious one, but an underrated one, and it's simply doing quests, jobs, and bounties. Check the rewards that they give. Sometimes you'll be surprised at how good they are. You'll earn silver aplenty from bounties, and you can also get your hands on unique items. Even if the rewards aren't materials or much silver, you will often be doing things that will cause you to gain materials and silver on the way without even realizing. So it's worth doing them often. Always check the job boards, the bounty boards, and check NPCs for quests they might give. It's also worth noting that the full game hasn't come out at the time of recording this. There's a black market that you can make money from that I found at the end of the beta, and also multiplayer events which I'm sure give you crazy loot, but they're not exactly farmable. It does show how many different things there are to do in the Skull and Bones though. Choose whichever takes your fancy. But anyway, the final method I've got for you is trading. It's worth noting which vendors sell which items and materials, and you can keep coming back to them each time their inventory refreshes. It's good information to have, and if you keep coming back to a vendor every so often, you'll be stacking up huge quantities of loot before you know it, and they'll be exactly what you want and need. You can also be a proper trader and buy things for cheap and sell them higher, flipping. Some of the trading goods will have arrows by their icons that signify if a vendor will pay a low or high price for them, so go around and see if you can find the best deals possible. All in all, I found the best way for materials to be to track down vendors and ships, because certain factions always carry or sell the same types of things. And for silver, for me it seemed to be selling commodities. They sell for a high price and can be flipped for profit too. Always be checking out traders for good deals, and you can get a lot of commodities by plundering settlements and forts. Anyway, thanks so much for watching this little guide. I'm new at this sort of thing. I hope I could help you in any way, and drop a like and sub if I did help. See you later.